Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's interview. Today, we are sitting down with Fernando Martinez. He is a driver in the Monster Jam truck series. Fernando, how are you doing today?
Good, dude. I'm ready to get this going. I actually did a little bit of research on the Hall of Fame and everything you guys got going on, so it's really cool. It's really cool to talk to you guys.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So, jumping into us, tell us about the first Monster Jam event you ever went to.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if it was a Monster Jam event or maybe just a local promoter event, but it was I live over in the Inland Empire and it was at the historic Orange Show Speedway in San Bernardino. And man, I remember there being so many trucks there, like King Crunch, Blacksmith, and of course Gravedigger. And I loved going, and I think my dad took me. I was around 2 years old, and I couldn't tell you who won or what exactly happened, but I remember leaving there and being like, that's what I want to do when I grow up. I don't know how, I don't know when I grow up, but that's what I want to do and where I want to be.
That's awesome. So, your path to competing in Monster Jam is a pretty interesting one. Can you tell us a little bit about how you went from a fan in the stands to a driver?
Sure, yeah. So I followed that same energy all my life. So growing up, I was a fan. I was watching the shows on TV. I was going to the events in person. I was bugging my parents to let me collect any of the toys when they were at our WalMarts and stuff like that. And when I turned 18, I started trying to figure out how to get involved with monster trucks. Didn't matter if it was Monster Jam or not. I just wanted to get involved somewhere, get my foot somewhere, and learn. So I started messaging teams on Facebook and telling them like, "Hey, I'm not really worth much because I haven't worked on anything. I don't really have a mechanical background, but I can carry some water bottles and I'll make your truck look good with some spray shine or something, you know." And they were cool with it, and they would let me come out to speedway events and just kind of shadow everybody, and I got a taste for it. And I did that a few times. I got to do club help at Monster Jam, which is like we're setting up the plastics on the
Mhm.
stadium. We're doing things like that. I got to crew for certain teams on Monster Jam. So I just kind of got to elevate, and I got to learn who I needed to talk to get into the driver's seat. I found an email. Um, Oddly enough, I was at an event, and I kind of was like looking where I saw all these people with badges, Monster Jam badges,
Mhm.
like employee badges come out, and I was like, I think whoever I'm going to need to talk to is going to come out of that gate eventually. So some low key stalking, but it was for a good purpose, right? And so I talked to somebody, they gave me their info, and I messaged them, and I didn't get anything back, and I was like, this is weird. So then I started doing some reverse researching on the internet, and I found that the email handle was maybe a little bit different. I went ahead and I changed that, and then a week later, I got a hit back asking me if I'd like to go and try out. This was in 2017 when I was 19.
Mhm.
Um, Tried out, and then I didn't hear anything back. I didn't hear a yes, I didn't hear a no, and I was like, wow, I must have really not been good at all to not get a response. And it honestly, it kind of made me fall out of love with the sport because I was like, man,
Mhm.
am I not worth it? Am I not good enough to be here? And as time went on, I couldn't stop myself from watching monster trucks and
Mhm.
wanting to get involved. So 2023, I gave it another shot. I put a presentation as to this is why you want me as your driver. This is what I can offer. And lo and behold, man, we made it. It's been a long journey, but I honestly wouldn't change the timing, the way it happened. I wouldn't change any of it.
That's awesome. Now I do have to ask, so as someone who has never driven a monster truck, what is the biggest challenge of driving? Like, is it the steering? Is it the learning how to like take jumps and not just like roll the truck afterwards? What's kind of like the biggest challenge for you as a driver?
That's a good question. It's sometimes it's all of the above, if I'm being honest. Um, a big one is like your lack of vision. In a regular vehicle, you can turn your head to the side, you can look up and down, you can look over your shoulder for all you care, you know. When we're in these trucks, we're strapped in tight to where the only thing I can move are my eyeballs and my hands.
Hmm.
So having to really have some spatial awareness with the truck, on top of that, learning how big the truck is when you're inside. For us, these smaller arenas or even the big stadiums, you still have to learn the space that these trucks take up and what it feels like to have a sense of speed because we don't have a speedometer in the truck either. We kind of have to go off of feeling. And not only
Hmm.
that, in a car, you're only just driving on one single horizontal plane. these trucks are doing this, they're doing that, they're going here, up there. You got to like gather all your marbles, and it's amazing to me as I grow as a driver. This is my second year, to
Mhm.
see what some of these other veteran drivers have done, because it takes a lot of awareness, feeling of your truck, of yourself, of the space. It's a lot, and that's probably the most challenging part, is to put it all together.
Mhm. That's awesome. Um, what's been your favorite moment as a driver so far?
Man, that's a tough but good question. Tough but good question. There's so many. I think the one that sticks out right now is from being a fan to making it to the seat. I remember in my first event, I was lining up to do a race pass, and I was lining up to
Mhm.
the starting line, and I'm looking over at our lights to help me stage, and then just for a brief second, I look over to the stand, and I see this fan, and they're looking at the truck. Right, it feels like they're looking at me, and so I'm like, I go hi like that, and then that kid waves hi right back to me, and it kind of it took me out of the moment for a second, and it honestly it made me a little emotional, and I was like, man, that's like a moment of looking back at myself,
Mhm.
and I was like, dude, why did you do this to me? I have to race in like 2 seconds. Over here wiping tears out of my eyes, and man, that's just I think that's one of my favorite moments, because it's a humbling moment, and it reminds me of why I do it, and when I'm doing it now, how it affects the younger generation. And
Mhm.
well, I want to give back the same way monster trucks gave to me.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming show happening in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center?
Yeah, dude, I actually just looked at the lineup for this weekend, and I'm really stoked. I got Weston, that's like one of my best friends, so he pushes me to drive super hard. We got the Garner team, who always drive super hard, and a lot more drivers there that I don't get to compete with too often. So I'm gonna give it my all against them. I believe we have 3 or 4 events we that weekend.
Mhm.
We have a pit party before our Saturday morning event, which is where you can come and meet the drivers. You can see the trucks up close. There's a bunch of other activities for people to do, and it's awesome, man. We race each other. We do a skills competition where we balance the truck on 2 wheels, back wheels, no wheels sometimes, and then freestyle where you just go all out for 60 to 75 seconds. It's honestly sometimes a whole day affair, because you get
Mhm.
Monster Jam, you do the pit party, you do the event, and then you're tuckered out by the time you leave, because it's an all-encompassing experience. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, as someone who has gone to many a pit party, like it's tough to beat just the access. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how you'll just sit there and you're like, I'm 5 feet away from my favorite driver, or 5 feet away from the truck, and then up close you get to see just how big these trucks are.
Yep.
So
No, yeah, honestly, I work around these things now often, and sometimes I'll pull into the arena, and I'm like, wow, I kind of forgot how big the truck is sometimes.
it's awesome. Um, what's your favorite monster truck design slash paint scheme?
There's so many good ones over the years. I think I have to be a little bit biased this year, though, because for World Finals here in a couple weeks, I'm in our last chance qualifier, and I have the privilege of driving our Stars and Stripes version of El Toro Loco.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's like an America themed, patriotic looking truck, and I just think the design looks so well put together. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and that's what the truck primarily is. So I'm really stoked to be driving it. And as of now, I'm the only person to be set to drive that. So it kind of feels like something a little bit like mine. So I think right now that's probably my favorite scheme.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Fernando.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Thanks for having me. Great questions too, man. Those are awesome.